This is another reading of Mehera-Meher, page 380, middle of 380. At Meherazad, Baba retreated deeper and deeper into seclusion. Painted signboards were erected on the approach road stating, Avatar Meher Baba has stopped seeing or giving darshan to anyone. Mani wrote in her family letter of 10 September, the more we see Baba withdrawing from outward activity, the more Baba activity is evident wherever we turn. The more the veil of seclusion hides him from the eyes of his lovers, the more he is revealed in the hearts of those unaware of him previously. His chain reaction of love is really reaching critical mass. At the beginning of 1967, Mehera wrote to Irene, the weather here is rather cold these days. Beloved Baba is in strict seclusion. He does not allow anyone to come for his darshan. Carrie Ben Shammai wished not only to spread Baba's message in her homeland of Israel, but in outer space as well. She wrote to Baba about contacting souls from other planets, and Mani wrote back on 12 November 1966. I read your letter to beloved Baba, and Baba wants you not to worry at all about anything and not to contact the quote unquote planetarians whom you mention. The beloved wants our love and service to the extent we are capable in our humanness. If and when he wants us more developed, as you put it, he will see to it at the right time to serve the divine plan. That is not for us to worry about. We have not to work our own minds as to what is best, for he knows and decides what is best for one and all. And he has his workers on all planes, gross, subtle, and mental. So stop worrying about contacting the people of other planets. Stick to contacting the ones of our earth. They need the beloved's love more than any. It is God's compassion for them that brings him to earth throughout the ages. So, according to Baba's wish, continue to work as before in awakening the hearts of Earthians. When we venture into realms beyond that, we can suffer a great setback mentally and physically, and that will not help us in helping others to know Baba. But in fact, we can then become a burden to him. We have simply to be humble instruments for Baba while carrying out our normal duties and without neglecting our family responsibilities. Meher's birthday was celebrated on 22 December 1966, but only a few close lovers were invited. Mehera's birthday was celebrated mostly later in the 60s, Goher said. Baba called Nargis Dadachanji, Manu Jesawala, Katie, and Khorshid to stay at Meherazad. We put fresh flowers over the doors, decorated the table. Arnavaz would bring a nice birthday cake. We arranged all the gifts and cards on the dining table. Mehera greeted Baba in his bedroom. Mani played the happy birthday record as they walked into the dining room. There was a candle on the cake on the table. Baba was seated. We all sang happy birthday. The cards and greetings were read out, and Mehera opened the gifts. Afterwards, the routine was like any other day. Perhaps we had some special food for lunch and dinner. Christmas, too, was celebrated at Meherazad each year. A Christian servant was working at Bindra House, looking after Dune. In 1966, Mani sent the servant a Christmas card with this message: Dear Keshri, may God, Baba's blessings cheer your Christmas day. You are a special Christian, loving Christ on earth today. May beloved Baba's love bless your selfless heart more and more, so that you serve him more and more by serving his dearest ones at Bindra House, especially his very dear child, Dunu. May your prayer for your Dunbai be heard by the one who listens only to the language of the heart. Easter, however, another Christian holiday, was usually like any other day at Meherazad. In 1967, Easter fell on 26 March. After Baba had tea that morning, he dried his lips and told Mehera to bring his shaver. She brushed his hair while he listened to the Voice of America on the radio. The Marian Anderson version of He's Got the Whole World in His Hands was played, and the women found it particularly touching and a bit ironic to listen to this song in Baba's presence. Baba recalled an earlier incident when he and the women were listening to the radio in Ceylon. A man's voice came on crooning, "You don't know what true love is." Baba had repeated the line and remarked, "He's talking of Broadway love." Baba then gave an example of a real lover of God named Zachariah, who saw God in a dream. God told him to sit under a tree. He did this and sat there for years, against the wishes of his family, friends, and the authorities. After many years, the king ordered that if Zachariah did not move, he would be sawed in two. Zachariah refused to budge and was cut in half. If such was his obedience to God's order in a dream, Baba remarked, what should your obedience be to me when I am physically with you? And here's a picture. See what the caption says. Guru Prasad, 27 May 1963, from a film by Gohar. And here's Mani making a home movie. Goodness, she's perched on the balcony ledge. Eric speaking to an unidentified Westerner. uh, Beautiful picture of Baba and Mehera with a black-faced, I guess it's a goat. Could be a lamb, I guess. Black-faced lamb. Huh? The Caption doesn't identify. Meherazad circa December 1964 with Mani, Arnavaz, Katie, and Mehera. Sweet. Baba having lunch at Pune in the 60s. Chapter 147 Favorite Foods. In these later years, Mehera and the other women became increasingly conscientious about Baba's diet. They did their best to prepare appetizing and tasty meals for their beloved. Baba liked spicy food, Mehera related. Not too hot, but medium hot. Probably means scorching hot in Western terms. That's my interjection. In the early years, Baba always had his food with chilies. But during the last few years, Baba didn't take chili in his food. The plain dal was too bland for him, so he did take a small amount of green chili in the chutney. Baba liked chutney, fresh green mango, never ready made from a jar. Fresh green mango with garlic, coriander, a tiny bit of dry ginger, hot pepper, and a few drops of lime. Baba liked a 14 ingredient chutney, which Khorshid had taught us. He also liked garlic very much, fried in dal, as well as raw in garlic chutney. Usually, for dinner at Meherazad, Baba had garlic chutney and fried garlic in plain dal with ghee. Baba, and the as side note says, Baba once told the women never to eat more than 6 cloves of raw garlic at a time. Sometimes in summer, Baba was served a quartered lemon or lime on a small plate with his meal. The seeds of the fruit had been carefully removed, and a little salt and turmeric sprinkled on it. Baba would take a bite of rice and curry and then suck the lime. Bits of onion had been diced and lightly salted. Mehera liked uncooked fresh scallions very much. I don't like fried onions, she commented. He let Baba liked kachumber, a raw onion salad with fenugreek, and sometimes a little yogurt. At other times, he ate grated radish with yogurt. In the Meherabad ashram, Baba always had tur dal. Later, he switched to masoor and mung. Side note says tur, masoor, and mung are different types of lentils. He also liked dal with amsul, a sour fruit. Baba liked his dal and curry on the thickish, dry side, like Mani, whereas Mehera preferred it more liquid. He did not much care. He did not care much for soup. He drank it as the women said it was good for him, but he was not crazy about it. Baba liked kichdi, that's dal and rice cooked together, but mostly he enjoyed plain dal and rice or curry and rice with achar, pickle, or chutney and a spoon of ghee. For variety, occasionally Naja prepared different types of curries: coconut, curd, that's buttermilk, vegetable, spinach, egg, or potato curry. Baba loved spiced masala curry and dansak as well also. In addition, he was fond of fried things made from dal, such as shev. He loved bhujiyas, onion or spinach leaf, and a few bhujiyas in the curd curry. Baba was never keen on vegetables. He did not care for carrots, green beans, cabbage, squash, or okra, although once in a while he asked for boiled okra. He was not particularly fond of tomatoes either. He liked spinach, meti, chana, those are types of spinach, cauliflower, eggplant, suran, that's a root vegetable, which he liked quite a bit, fried petrel, and stuffed green peppers, stuffed with potatoes, onions, spices, then fried. He also liked Karela, bitter gourd, cooked in different ways, either with chutney or salt, or cut up and cooked with brown sugar, fried onions, and garlic. One of Baba's favorite vegetables was cauliflower, but only when cooked in the following manner. And this recipe's courtesy of Mehera and Naja. Fry a chopped onion in ghee, and before it turns golden, add 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, a tiny bit of mashed ginger, not too finely mashed, a green chili, 1 clove, and a piece of cinnamon. Add the cauliflower and a little water. Cook on a high flame for a few minutes and then let simmer. Add salt. Continue to cook gently and add a little cream. Baba's favorite fruits were mangoes, which he loved best, papayas, peeled and cut in pieces so Baba could eat it with a spoon or his fingers, fresh figs, jamun, which is the purple type of plum, ripe or unripe, sweet or sour, and bananas. Lovers from Pune sent grapes, and Baba ate a few of the sweet, seedless variety. Elcha Mistry would send parcels of apples from Simla, which Baba also had. Once at Meherazad, he told Mehera to peel for him some large sweet berries from a wild bear or burr tree, B-E-R. Orange juice was freshly squeezed for Baba at Meherazad, and very occasionally, when it was in season, he drank half a cup of sugarcane juice. So I just looked up bear berries, and they are Ziziphus mauritania lam, also called Indian jujube. Its fruit is a tiny, round, or oblong-shaped drupe, roughly the size of a cherry or a small plum. Mangoes came in hundreds of varieties. Wow. Alfonsos are the best, but Baba liked the sucking type also. He would tell us to squish it and then he sucked it. That's an awesome way of eating pomegranates too, by the way. And every time Baba came back to Meherazad from Guru Prasad, he had the mangoes from the must mango trees. These mango trees were planted in Meherazad, grown from seeds given to Baba by a must in Madras. They were very sweet. Even the green ones were sweet. Arnavaz sent a large basketful of Muscati pomegranates from Bombay when they were in season. Baba had one every day in his bedroom after his dinner as Mani read to him. They kept two plates near his bed, one for the pomegranate and one for him to spit out the sucked seeds. And the side note says, afterwards, the women sat around the dining room table, chewing on these discarded seeds. Although there was very little juice left, it was prasad as Baba had sucked them. One day, perhaps in 1963, as Mehera watched Baba chew and spit out the pomegranate seeds, she had an idea. She took the plate full of seeds and Baba asked what she was doing. I would like to grow these seeds that you have eaten, she said. Mehera planted and nurtured them, and today there are 3 pomegranate trees. And today there are 3 pomegranate trees at Meherazad from these seeds, just opposite the well behind the house. The trees bore fruit within 5 years, and Baba ate pomegranates from these very trees also. When Baba finished eating his meal and the vessels were taken out, if there were some food left on his plate, the women each wanted to have it as prasad. They could not finish it in front of him, as they would have liked to do. Instead, after Baba left, one of them divided it among them, or as they walked past the dining room, each took a little as they moved between the rooms on their appointed chores. In addition, we would sometimes drink anything left over from Baba's glass as prasad, Mehera revealed. Mehera also admitted that she loved to watch Baba mix his rice and dal. His hands were so lovely. She felt he was actually putting in more flavor to the food as he mixed it with his hands. Meheru confirmed this. We were eating the same food, but it never tasted that good as the leftovers in his plate. It became so only after Baba had mixed it. We all wanted a share of it. Baba did not eat dessert every day. Usually he just had a slice of papaya. On Christmas, someone else's birthday, or his own, Baba had rawa, which he liked very much, or shavai in the morning. He did not like fruit cake, which had so much fruit and nuts mixed in it that he found it hard to chew. He liked soft cakes if he had cake at all. But even then, he usually he usually only had a small piece. Baba liked ice cream, and he ate chocolates occasionally, but he did not ask for them. If a piece of chocolate were put in front of him, he would eat it. He loved cream, and once in a while ate a small bit of cheese. Once at Meherazade, when cheese was served, everyone had a few pieces on their plate. Since Baba was avoiding cholesterol and trying to lose weight, they did not serve him any. Baba smiled, put out his hand, and took a piece from Meher's plate. Take more, Baba, she said. There's another piece. But Baba said it was enough. Mehera regretted that she had not offered him some in the first place. Cheese was not readily available in India then, and the cheese they ate was mostly sent to Baba by his Western lovers. Sometimes, on those rare occasions when Baba distributed chocolates and cheese to us, Mani related, the servants who had never eaten cheese or seen chocolates were always included in it. They didn't care in the least for them. We quickly went and took the prasad of chocolate from Baba, hoping for the biggest piece. When the servants came, they would take it with much respect and love. The same for the cheese. Our mouths watered. We took it with joy, but the servants put off eating it. They kept the cheese on the shelf for days, as they disliked the smell and taste, but they would eat it as Baba had given it to them. Rano mentioned that whenever Baba needed prasad for some unexpected visitors, they had to recollect whatever Baba had given them, their share of the goodies. So Baba would have something nice to distribute. After Baba dropped his body, Meherat hoarded treats such as chocolate cake, saying, "Save it for the Westerners. They will like it." Ronald lamented, "They have these things in the West. What about us? We never get to enjoy them." Because Baba had been told to keep his weight down, dal for Baba was cleaned carefully without leaving any shells, so it would be very sweet, Mehera explained. We put a little garlic and ghee in it. Baba didn't take much ghee as he didn't want to put on weight. Side note, oh, let's read this first. Baba was weighed in his room, and Mehera and Mani held him on either side as he stepped onto the scale. Goher knelt on the floor to read it. Baba was so sweet, standing on the scale, quietly cooperating, holding my hand. 130 pounds is too little for Baba to weigh, but we couldn't say much. Goher was the doctor. Dr. Grant had advised that Baba's ideal weight should be 124 pounds. But Goher does not remember if Baba ever actually lost enough pounds to reach that weight. Sometimes Mehera did say a little, "Baba, why don't you have some cream or butter?" Baba told her, "You eat it, but the butter. When you have it, it is as if I've eaten it." For many years, Baba was a strict vegetarian. As a vegetarian, neither he nor the women ever ate eggs. From 1947, however, Baba permitted them to have eggs occasionally. In later years, he had egg curry whenever Nadja made it, but he never had eggs in the morning for breakfast. Baba did not like fried eggs or hard boiled eggs, which were too bland for him. He liked an omelette with a little chili in it for lunch, but in later years it proved too hard to digest. Side note says, regarding vegetarianism, Mehera commented, the most important thing is to love God. By eating meat or not eating meat, it isn't going to increase or decrease your love for God. There are people who are eating meat who may love God more than some vegetarians. Mehera noted that in certain tastes, she and Baba were opposites. Baba didn't like cabbage. I like cabbage. I don't like cauliflower or jamuns. He did. Baba preferred fish to mutton. I am just the opposite. I like mutton better. Another of Baba's favorites was Corella. I'm not crazy about it, but when it is on the table, I eat it. Baba used to eat it, so I must eat it also, she added with a smile. Like Baba, Mehera preferred rice to chapatis. Baba didn't eat anything hard. In the later years, Baba wanted his food soft. He had little appetite and he didn't enjoy his food, especially with restrictions on spices and salt. Baba had a way of eating a bit fast, and with rice, one didn't have to chew much. Baba always ate with his fingers. He wanted to finish quickly, and he did not like his food too hot. Sometimes, when he was out with the men, he fanned the food, holding the lid of the pot with one hand and eating with the other hand. He ate like a child, sometimes sprinkling rice on his body and around his plate when he ate in a hurry. He wore a big bib so his sadra would not get spoiled. Since Baba had been advised to eat high protein meals, Nadja began preparing curry or dal with mutton for lunch. When Baba was served, he extracted the tiny pieces of mutton before eating and placed them on the edge of his plate. Mehera thought he would eat the meat last, but Baba ate his rice and curry with only 2 or 3 bits of mutton. The rest were left lying on his plate. He told Mehera he had finished and asked for soap and water to wash his hands. Baba, you haven't eaten the meat, she pointed out. The doctor has told you to take a high protein diet. No, I ate enough. This is for Muston. And Mehera replied, Muston's food is prepared outside. He has enough, and we saved a little mutton for him in the kitchen. You should eat more protein. I have eaten enough. This is for Muston. I feel happy to give it to him, and he feels happy to eat it. So we're both happy. What is wrong in that? Every day Baba did this, Mehera recalled. He kept the mutton from his plate aside, thinking first of Muston. I would never have done that. And there's a side note. I don't think I read it. For dinner, Baba had his usual rice and dal. Sometimes, even before eating, Baba gave Mustan the best pieces of meat. That's what you're supposed to do, right? When you are hungry and there are tasty morsels before you, you want to eat quickly. It shows how much love Baba had for animals. Nevertheless, the women did not give up. The next day, Naja sent for more meat from the market. When Baba saw more in the curry on his plate, he smiled at the women in a way that said he knew what they were up to. In parentheses, very sweet he looked then. End parentheses. Trying to trick him into eating more meat. And Baba did eat 2 or 3 pieces more. As mentioned, Mustan was kept tied at the back, so when Baba was ready to feed him, Mehera went to untie him. Any other dog would run away after being tied, Mehera noted. But when I untied the rope, Mustan looked up at me until I said, "Go to Baba." Then he would come romping inside and sit in the dining room, looking up at Baba. He was never in the habit of wagging his tail too much, but only slightly, so we knew he was happy. Baba would take a bit of mutton and give it to him, actually put it in his mouth. Once Mehera said, "Baba, you don't have to put it towards him. Dogs love mutton so much they will reach for it themselves. They are so fond of meat." Baba said, "No, there's plenty. He must eat quickly." Baba wanted Mustan to eat very fast. "Come on, see how much there is. Have it," he seemed to say. Occasionally, Baba said, "Mustan likes eggs. Bring an egg." Mehera brought it. Baba broke the raw egg into his hand and gave it to Mustan, letting the dog lick his hand. Baba did not really care for mutton much, nor was he fond of keema, which is minced beef or mutton, or fried meat patties. For protein, as Mehera mentioned, he preferred fish. The seafood was kept in Adi Sr.'s fridge at Kushru quarters and brought daily to Meherazad. It was always pomfret, an ocean fish, similar in taste to pompano, filleted and fried in breadcrumbs. Even with the fish, though, it was hard to get Baba to eat much. Meher said, if there was something good for lunch, like fish, I would say, "Baba, it's really delicious. Try some. Have some." But he preferred only curry and rice. He would say, "You eat it. When you eat it, it is as good as my having eaten it." Then we wouldn't persist in forcing him. Mehera and the others had fish or mutton only occasionally, not every day like Baba. He himself would suggest, "Why don't you send for it?" So they would. Mehera loved the marrow of mutton bones. She loved to chew on them. Once Baba told her, "Be careful, don't bite too hard or you'll hurt your teeth." Mehera was touched by Baba's concern. Even my own mother wouldn't have been so careful, she noted in appreciation. So, beautiful picture of Baba.
Yep. Jai Baba. So, from childhood, Baba was a vegetarian.
I'm sorry?
From when Baba was a child, Did he eat meat or he was a vegetarian family?
I suspect that when he was a child, they ate meat. I mean, I don't recall ever reading about that, but one
Okay.
way or another, but they were, I think, a typical Irani or uh, y you know,
Mm-hmm.
Persian family. So,
Okay.
meat was huge, for Persians, I think.
Yeah, maybe slowly once he got realized to the spiritual thing and he came into the God realization, maybe he stopped eating.
Yeah, I suspect that was the case.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it would be a natural process that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay, so go ahead, Hari.
Okay. 148, a happy ending. At the at end of March 1967, the women were very busy with their annual pre-Puna packing and preparations. That year, Dawn, who was living then at Kushru quarters near the Kalchuri family, was to drive Baba and the women to Guru Prasad in a new maroon Worsley he had imported from England the previous year. When the automobile first arrived, he drove it to Meherazad and Mehra, and the other women were called to see it. Weeks before the trip, Don called Sheila to his veranda. She was astonished to see that he had totally disassembled the entire engine. Don explained that he was overhauling it since he was to drive Baba to Pune. Nothing must go wrong along the way. Curtains were fitted on all the sides and between the front and back seat for Mehra's privacy. Don, however, had trouble putting the engine back together and had to summon a mechanic from Bombay to help. Sheila described the scene to Baba when she went to Meherazad on one Sunday for lunch. Baba called Don to ask whether he was sure that the car would make it without breaking down. Don assured him that it would. Donkin was so particular, so perfect, money related. Once he was interested in learning about the local birds, he bought books and learned all their names and each one's call. He also knew the names of every hill around Mehrazad. One day Baba was joking with the Mandali and said something about Don, poking fun at him. Francis joined in, adding something, and everyone laughed. Suddenly, Baba said, "Remember, Francis, he is Don, a better man than you any day."
Oh,
Francis.
wow. That's impressive.
Hmm. Francis nodded. "I know, Baba." Baba left for Pune on Sunday, 2nd April. He rode in front with Don. Mehra, Mani, and Meheru were in the back. Adi Sri drove the DeSoto with Goher, Naja, and Rano. The Mandali came in a hired station wagon. Don was very happy. Baba was riding in his car. Mehraj said it was a lovely car. Went to so much trouble to make it comfortable for Baba, putting a special pillow on his seat for him, making sure there was enough foam. Visitors were not permitted to see Baba's at Guru Prasad in 1967. The boards announcing The boards announcing that Meher Baba had stopped seeing anyone or giving darshan were taken from Meherazad and put up the Guru Prasad gate. Khorshid, however, was permitted to join them. And Baba also called the Kalchuris for a few days. When they arrived, Baba indicated that Rama, Mehernath, and Sheila.
Oh, read those two side notes before
Yeah.
we turn the page.
Generally, after the second accident, Baba mm, rode in the back seat of any car. Mehra bought another cushion for Baba also.
So maybe read the last sentence on 393 when they
Yeah.
arrived. Yeah.
When they arrived, Baba indicated that Rama, Mehernath, and Sheila were to stay for 3 days only. Rama complained to Mehra, saying that 3 days was not enough. Mehra told Baba, and Rama, Rama explained, 3 days is not enough. It goes by so quickly. Can't we stay longer? 3 days is not enough. Not much. It goes so quickly. Can't we wait longer? Can't we stay longer? Mehra, being soft hearted, added, Yes, Baba, allow them to stay longer. Baba said, All right, Mehra, because you are saying so, they may stay for 3 more days. Rama again remonstrated that 6 days was not enough. Rama again demonstrated that 6 days was not insufficient time in his company. Mehra agreed, 6 days is not much, Baba. Baba then revealed, There was a reason I said to come to Guru Prasad for 3 days. Now, do as I say. It's not that I don't want you to stay here with me, but I do. But it's for your good that you leave for 6 days. Otherwise, something very bad will happen. I wish to save some people from accident. I wish to save you from some accident. When anything comes out of my mouth, there is some purpose behind it. Later, people are sorry they did not follow what I said. Mehra indeed regretted that she did intervene and apologized, apologized, apologized. I am very sorry. I'm sorry, Big Baba. I didn't know there was some reason for it. Rama too was afraid, said that they would happily agree to 3 days. Baba said that now that he had made it 6 days, they should stay length for that length and then leave. Two other exceptions to the no visitors rule were Nariman Dada Chanji and Jim Mystery, who were allowed to see Baba on weekends. Nariman's wife Anna accompanied him from Bombay, but she was not permitted to come to Guru Prasad. She stayed at Bindra's house, where Eruch went there that night. He asked her, Why did not you phone up money or go here? I can't do that, Arnava said. We were told not to have any connection with Guru Prasad. Eruch, though differently, Baba gave you the order not to come to Guru Prasad. He did not say anything about telephoning. Arnavas was convinced. Arnavas was
Unconvinced.
unconvinced. Yeah, Meher will continue the reading.
Okay,
Jai
thanks a lot.
Baba.
Thanks a lot, Hari.
Jai Baba.
Yeah, good effort.
Okay, the following day is narrated this conversation to Baba. Baba remarked, Yes, Arnavaz knows how to obey me literally, and I am happy. In the hall, Baba asked Mehernath and Sheila what they did all day. Meherna said, Baby has brought Marathi storybooks and there are good stories in them.
Or read the side note before it goes away.
Yeah. Erut slept at Bindra house and came to Guru Prasad every morning. Baidul too stayed with his family in Pune, while the other Mehrazad Mandli stayed at Guru Prasad. Yeah. In the hall, Baba asked Mehernath and Sheila what they did all day. Mehernath replied, Baby has brought Marathi storybooks, and there are good stories in them. What? Baba exclaimed. Good stories, and you never tell me any? I also want to hear them. Mehernath told one, and Baba instructed Sheila to show Mehera the storybooks. Baba thought for a moment and then said, You'd better read them to her, as she will enjoy them more that way. At lunch, Mehera said, Yes, I want to hear every word. So Sheila read out the stories of dwarfs, Jains, and a few crime stories. Mehera was just like a little child, Sheila observed. She became so excited during the stories, talking in between to Baba. Baba, the giant is coming. Baba, he's got a knife. As if Baba had not heard, she repeated it to Mani. Meheru, or go here. Mehera was so innocent and became so involved in the stories that she would clutch Baba's arm and say, Save the boy, Baba. Baba would say, No, see what happens next. Listen. Sheila once stopped as Mehera was talking to Baba, but Baba motioned her to continue. Mehera was usually so engrossed in the story, Sheila recalled. At times, I was so amused, I felt like laughing. But some of the stories were frightening, and I was hesitant to continue for fear that Mehera would be too scared. But Mehera told me to go on. The stories had happy endings, which was fortunate. Mehra sighed in relief. Oh, good, she would say. I was so worried. Rano listened to the BBC on the radio while Sheila read, as she did not understand Marathi. Afterwards, however, Mehra gave her all the details. When Sheila finished, Baba said, There are more good stories for children that baby will tell us tomorrow. These aren't children's stories, Mehra replied. They're too scary. Footnote. One book sent to Baba at this time by Adil Volkin, which Mehra thoroughly enjoyed, was Children's Letters to God by Eric Marshall and Stott Hampel. Adil was written to send three more copies as Mehra wanted to give them as gifts to a few young Baba lovers. Besides reading fictional stories, Baba instructed Sheila to read the local newspaper every day and give a brief account at the lunch table of anything interesting. The woman had brought a small transistor radio, and Sheila showed Mani which stations played exciting dramas to which they were fond of listening. One day, Baba called Sheila and Mehernath and showed them two mechanical battery operated dolls. The figures had hundas, in brackets, brass pots, on their heads. When something small was placed in their hundas, they walked carrying it. Baba told Mehernath to leave as Mehra was coming. Mehra did not know that Baba had already shown the dolls to Sheila. She was so excited and told Sheila, "Now I'm going to show you some magic. Just watch." She put something.
So I think that sentence is Baba told Mehernath to leave as Mehera was coming.
Yeah, what did I read?
I think you put a not in there,
Okay.
but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
We'll.
maybe I was not paying attention. But anyway, now I'm going to show you some magic. Just watch. She put something in one of the doll spot. Baba took the other one, turned it on, and placed the doll on the table. Mehra put hers on the table too. Both watched intently. Said Sheila, "I never seen Mehra so happy or excited. She was just like a child saying, 'Look, Baba, look, my doll is going in front of your doll,' and clapping her hands together. I was thinking, I am the child here, but Baba and Mehra are acting more like children than me." Mehra was so happy as if she had never seen anything like this. I was more fascinated watching Baba and Mehra together that than was seeing the dolls. When Baba bathed at Gurprasad, he was seated in the bathroom on a wicker chair,
Oh, and
wicker stool, with Mehra and the others standing around him. Mehra shampooed his hair and scrubbed it, and the others poured water over him. Footnote: from 11th August 1966, Mehra began applying Minipoo dry shampoo to Baba's scalp, sent by Adil, which freshened up the hair without washing it. Mehra would apply it once in a while along with shampooing. She used a soft baby hair brush and comb meant for infants. When Baba bathed Good Prasad, okay, then Baba alone had his bath. The tiles in Baba's bathroom became slippery when wet. After bathing, Baba came out of the bathroom holding Mehra's hand so he would not slip. Mehra and Mani's room was closest to the bathroom. One day in 1967, after his bath, Baba went into their room and sat on a chair. Mehra sat on her bed. Mehra had washed Baba's hair that day. It was wet, so Mehra was busy undoing it. "Your hair is knotted," she said. "It will take time to do it. Don't feel tired, Baba. Be patient." "All right," he said. "Tell the others to do it also." Kurshad helped put undo the knots. By the time Mehra brushed and combed it, it was dry, so she braided it. "Are you finished?" he asked as he felt his braid. Very slowly, Baba got up from his seat and then went and sat on the edge of Mehra's bed. I was so happy that Baba was seated on my bed, Mehra remembered. I embraced Baba. I was a bit foolish and said, "Baba, I get into bed from this other side." So Baba said, "All right." And he came around and sat on the other side too. Baba was so sweet. Whatever I requested, he would do. He was a god, man. He showed us how to please one another. I still remember the time. Mehra concluded nostalgically. All these little details of his sweet and endearing ways came back to me in the night. Sheila watched Mehera comb Baba's hair many times, and once Mehera let Sheila comb and braid it. Mehera was so careful. She combed Baba's hair so gently, always holding Baba's hair from underneath and collecting any hairs that might fall as she brushed it to catch any falling hairs. Mehra kept a soft green cotton scarf on Baba's shoulders to her lap Mehra did not comb the hair quickly from the top of the head to the shoulders. Very slowly she ran the comb through the hair and took a full 5 minutes from the top of Baba's head to the tip ends of the hair. All the time Mehra's concentration was on the comb, not to let any hairs fall and not to hurt Baba if there were tangles. Although she would try to remove tangles with her hands before combing. Very carefully and gently, Mehra combed Baba's hair. Go ahead to recount it, so as not to pull his hair in the combing. Baba was growing bald, so she would separate each hair not with a comb or brush, but by hand. She took so long. Baba sat patiently. She wiped Baba's hair with a soft sadra, not with a towel or a warm kerchief. Each strand of hair she would separate by hand and then gently comb it. So Baba, who was starting to lose his hair, would not lose more. And also so that when Mehra combed his hair, it would not hurt him. It showed her deep love for Baba and her concern for his condition. One morning, when Sheila was visiting, Mehra called her while she was combing Baba's hair. Baba was seated in a chair, Mehra standing behind him. Come and see Baba's hair, Mehra said. Look how beautiful it is. I am combing it, but I have to be very careful. Not a hair should drop on the ground. Mehra held one hand under the hair as she combed it with the other hand. Once, while I was combing Baba's hair, she told Sheila, I opened his hair and it was so beautiful, as if rays were coming out. It was like a sunrise. And Baba's face was so beautiful. No, Baba? And Baba raised his hand to gesture, yes, it is true. Baba had very fine hair, Mehra observed. It was wavy, curly hair. His hair was a coffee brown color in the early years. In the later years, it turned lighter. There were gray hairs in the later years, but you would not see them. They mixed very well with the brown hair. The tips were very light. Baba began losing his hair rapidly from 1955. I used to comb his hair and tell him, Baba, you're losing your hair so fast. Look how much has come out in the comb and brush. Baba said, don't worry, it will be all right. I sometimes ask myself why Baba said that. While combing his hair, I kept a cloth napkin on his shoulder so that the hair should not fall on the ground. I would be seated on a stool and put a napkin on my lap also. I would take care so that not one hair fell on the floor. By 1967, Baba's hair was receding. As he was losing hair, the forehead became extra big. Baba has a broad, high forehead. Even though the hair had receded, it looked beautiful. It suited him. One day, Mani told Mehera that Jal wanted some of Baba's hair to give to a friend. At lunch, Mehera mentioned it to Baba, who said, whatever of my hair is to be given, Mehera must give it. He permitted her to give it to Mani, who gave it to Jal. Although Mehra had been saving Baba's hair for years, it was rare that Baba allowed her to give it to someone for distribution. In Pune, the woman initially did not go to see movies in 1967 as they had in the past. A famous Marathi film on the life of the perfect master Tukaram was playing that year. Mehra had always wanted to see the film, But it was a matinee, and they could not go, as I had to be at Guru Prasad to serve Baba his lunch. Baba said we could go if we wanted to. Mehra related, but we said, Baba, that's your lunchtime. We would rather be here with you. So we missed it then. Footnote: on 3rd February 1977, Bill Lapage of Australia arranged a special showing of this film in Ahmednagar for the Mandali, and Mehra's wish was fulfilled. After seeing the film, Mehra commented how great was Tukaram's love. The villagers were drawn toward him. How much greater must be Baba's love that it is drawing people from all over the world. Though they were not going out to films in Guru Prasad itself, Baba and the men and women Mandli watched the home movies taken at Mehrazad the previous year of Baba with the goat. Although Baba was in seclusion and not in the best of health, with certainly no plans to go abroad, still he wished that his Indian passport be kept up to date. Footnote: Mehra's passport had expired in 1956, but she never applied for a new one. It was expiring, so the Pune photographer Bikubai, open parenthesis, of Milan studio, close parenthesis, was called to Guru Prasad to take a passport photo of Baba. Mehra did not care much for the photograph when she saw it, as in it Baba looks tired and drawn. One photograph Mehra did like was the one of Baba with his hands folded, in which he is smiling, acknowledging his lover's love. It was taken during Darshan program, in which Baba was expressing, I bow to your love for me. Mehra explained, I always liked it when Baba is smiling in a picture. So I love this photo. In another photo, the way Baba is sitting, he looks like a prince or a monarch. I love that one too. Books and pencils provided a steady source of entertainment for Baba. Books and
Periodicals.
Books and periodicals provided a steady source of entertainment for Baba. Rano, as usual, read to him from the English newspaper and from Time magazine. Once, when Baba was looking through Life magazine, subscription now courtesy of Elizabeth, he turned to a picture of Flipper and Dolphin. Isn't she cute? Baba remarked, and he kissed his finger and put it on Flipper's nose. A lucky dolphin, the woman noted. At times they finished a book a week. Rano read a separate book to Baba during lunch, including several of both the Saint Detective series in brackets by Leslie Charteris and the My Great Detective series by George Simonon. During dinner, Mani read something else, usually a Nero Wolfe. One month they read two Nero Wolves and two Edgar Wallaces, one by Rex Stout and then one from Edgar Wallace. Never two of the same type in a row. Mero could not stand two Nero Wolves in a row, said Mani. Mehra liked the Saint books, which were full of adventure, in brackets as opposed to the Nero Wolf ones. I like Rex Todd, but the same style and same characters, one after another. I grew tired of them. Baba would have a break, read some other story in between, but again he would want Red Start. He loved Rex Start. Footnote: Rex Start, 1866-1975, was a fascinating, multi-talented individual. One of his earliest short stories, published in 1915, is titled Baba. Stark began writing the Nero Wolf mysteries in 1933. As to where the idea for the character came from, he said, Wolf was born, a born character arrives completely created. Nero Wolf just appeared. I haven't the faintest idea where he came from. I never have had to ask myself one question about Nero Wolf. He just does what he does. Wolf, Archie, the Bowstone. I haven't the slightest idea how I thought of them. John J. McClure, Rex Stott, New York, Little Brown, 1977, page 581. Robert Dreyfus wrote to Rex Stott informing him of Meher Baba's enjoyment of his books. Stott replied on 15 January 1971, Thank you for the pleasure your letter gave me and for telling me about Meher Baba. What Baba particularly enjoyed about Rex Stott's books, Mehru explained, was the relationship between Nero Wolfe and Archie Goodwin and their interchanges of conversation. Mani said there were times when delightful scenes would occur between Nero Wolfe and Archie. And Baba would really enjoy it. In one scene about a villain, Nero tells Archie, kill him, kill him. It was very amusing. And Baba liked it so much, he had it reread several times. Baba enjoyed Agatha Christie also. Margaret has sent a new Agatha Christie. Money might announce after the mail came. Is Poirot in it? Baba invariably inquired. If
Yeah,
money
that's Poirot. Poirot. It's like a French name. Poirot.
is Poirot in it? Baba invariably inquired. If money said yes, Baba would say, good, read it. Otherwise, if it were a Miss Marple, which was not as exciting, Baba was not interested. The humorist P.G. Wodehouse was another of Baba's favorite authors. In brackets, especially those of his books featuring the dim but affable Betty Wooster and his unflappable Valley Jeeves. We have seen Baba chuckling so much that even without a sound, you could say he was laughing. Mani recalled. Somehow, the laughter and enjoyment that came from him was more than ours with sound. Once I was reading a Woodhouse to Baba, something new. We got into a fit of laughter. Mehera was practically rolling on the floor. And Baba, without a sound, was laughing so hard. His face turned pink and he said, Stop, stop, stop. Enough for today. My cheeks hurt. I read it a second time sometime later and he said the same thing. Footnote. It's a big footnote. It's about P.G. Wodehouse 1881 to 1975. Himself relaxed in the evening by reading Rex Stott's books. Woodhouse's older brother Ernest lived in India for many years. In 1924, he joined the Indian Education Service and spent nearly 10 years as professor of English at Deccan College, where Baba has attended, even becoming its principal. While in India, Ernest also developed an interest in theosophy. According to Mehra, Baba particularly loved children's stories.
Let's do this paragraph too.
Okay. Sometimes, for a change, Baba enjoyed a good gothic thriller. Victoria Holl's Bride of Pendoric was one he liked. Mehra liked Born Free by Joy Adamson. Two of his series about a lion cub named Ilsa were read to Baba. When the third one came, Baba looked at it, but he did not wish to read. And a footnote. Irene Corenbear later wrote to Irene Corenbear later wrote to Mehera, saying that her good friend Joy Adamson had informed her that Elsa the lion has died. Irene was writing to ask Baba why Elsa had died. Mehra read the letter to Baba, who smiled and said that no one was less by dying, and dictated a reply. According to Mehra, Baba particularly loved children's stories. The Tolkien trilogy, The Lord of Rings, was read to him again in 1967. I read the Tolkien stories to Baba twice, Mani recalled. After it was read the first time, after an interval of a few years, Baba asked that I read it again. After reading it to Baba the first time, it became really popular. Raves appeared in Time magazine, which Rano showed Baba. Read it again, he told Rano, if Mehra or someone else walked into the room late. Mehra, did you hear this? Read it again, Baba said. He was so pleased, as often happened when Baba liked something. It became popular universally, the world over, like some songs. Footnote: spanning more than 1,000 pages. The Lord of Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien has won acclaim as a rich, textured, intricately plotted work of fiction, a classic epic struggle between good and evil saga. At the center of the trilogy is a quest undertaken by a band of human-like creatures called hobbits to save the world from evil, as personified by a golden ring of power. In their journey, they encountered myriad creatures and get caught up in a mighty conflict that threatens to tear apart the magical world they all inhabit. Middle Earth. Laura Landro, The Wall Street Journal, 20th March 2000, page 9, page R8. The Hobbit, the prequel, was read to Baba only once. The other three books in the trilogy were read twice. When we read it at a second time, Baba compared Frodo's journey to the spiritual path. He put his two forefingers together and said, it's like in the spiritual path. All the things that you go through are similar. Being a doctor, Goher did not mind the sight of blood, but she was terrified of insects. For instance, Goher was on Rano's veranda once, storing something in a trunk, when Rano heard a blood-curdling scream. Rano ran outside, thinking Goher was injured. Look in the trunk, Goher shrieked. Rano did so and discovered a large cockroach. When the Lord of Rings trilogy was being read, and it came to the part featuring Shelob, the giant spider, Baba said, wait, let Goher come, so that she could enjoy Goher's frightened expression. So that he could enjoy Goher's frightened expression. Footnote. Meher, who clarified that Goher had been out of the room when they read the portion of the Lord of the Rings concerning Shelob, the giant spider. They teased her when she returned, telling her how much she would have enjoyed hearing it. It was great fun reading to Baba, Mani continued. As he liked different voices, I could act and mimic well. Footnote. Mehra never read stories to Baba. I only read to myself, she explained. I can't read too well aloud. I have no practice reading out loud, and Mani read well. It was great fun reading to Baba. Mani continued. As he liked different voices, I could act and mimic well. I would come to parts at times where everyone laughed, and I would wonder why, as I hadn't been listening to myself read. So Baba used this gift of mimicry. Nothing is from us really, except the longing to give to Him, the longing to obey Him. That comes from us, nothing else. He gives us what we can give to Him. Everything that we give, He has given so that we can give to Him and He uses. Everything that we give, He has given so that we can give to Him and He uses. Two other children's books read to Baba were The Cat Who Went to Heaven and The Little Grey Man, which someone sent. About the last four gnomes in Great Britain, while Mani was reading The Little Grey Man, Baba asked, how small do you think they are? Bending down from the chair, he put his hand over the floor. This small or this small? He really enjoyed the book. Baba also enjoyed suddenly asking Rhoda Mystery, when she happened to be present, what the names of the four little grey men were. Rhoda's mind went blank in front of Baba, and she could never remember the names, even when Baba gave hints. He pointed to the balding area of the head, for example, and rubbed his finger together as a clue for bald money. Oh, footnote. Money. When Rhoda returned to Bombay, she spent the next several months repeating the names over and over to herself, like a mantra. Bald money, sneezewort, dodder, and cloudberry. So she would know them the next time Baba asked, of course. Of course, once she did this, Baba never asked her again. Hmm. Sheriarji had once told Mani that during the time he had been a wandering fakir, small beings had taken him to their world, kept him with them for 3 months, and then brought him back. Her father often told such stories to her when she was a child. Mani always regretted not asking Baba about this at the time of reading The Little Grey Man. She was curious to know whether it was true. Baba enjoyed The Little Grey Man so much that in 1967 he not only had it read a second time, he told Mani to keep it so that it could be read a third time, although it never was. The Little Grey Man reminded Mehera of a book she had read as a child of 9 or 10 called Bunny Brothers, about a family of rabbits. Daulat Mai had brought it from Bombay. It was very amusing and had beautiful color plates in it. She remembered. Mehra had brought the book with her when she moved to Meherabad in the 20s. But because of Baba's injunction against reading or writing, the book was sent to Ahmednagar and later given to Khorshid. One day Mehra mentioned it. There is another book which you would like, Baba, and she told him about it. Write to Khorshid to send the book, Baba instructed. So many years had passed that Khorshid could not locate it, and the book was now out of print.
Oh, this is a good place to
Let's see what